Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Full Story Playthrough. My name is Foxy Games, and in the last episode we did some more dungeons. We messed around in St. Mosian's Arboretum, and, oh my god, what was the other one that we did? I have such a terrible fucking memory. Well, let's take a look and see which one we just did. Did we do Fractal Continuum this episode? Last episode? I can't remember. Oh, God, I'm terrible. But anyway, we did cut the last episode a little bit short because there's something else that we have to do. Something new to start, actually. And it wasn't the thing that I was originally thinking. There is another quest line with trials and stuff that you'll be able to do. But you don't get to do it yet. You have to get a little bit further in the main story quest. So in the meantime, we're going to start another one. Well, I'll be damned. Foxy, if this isn't fate, I don't know what is. Yes, we are speaking with Biggs and Wedge here. And we're going on the hunt for Omega. Foxy, thank the gods you're here. We need your help. In case you haven't heard, we set up operations in Ralger's Reach while we look for Omega. It's been decidedly slow going, I'm sorry to say, and we still haven't seen the blasted thing since it disappeared during the battle with Shinryu. Which is not to say we haven't made any progress. We know now that Shinryu ended up in the Imperial's hands, and that it was shackled with some very distinctive-looking bindings when they found it. Obviously, only you-know-what could have done something like that, and the fact that the restraints are still functioning suggests that it didn't shut down when the Chief instructed it to either. Oh, so the Imperials didn't actually shackle Omega. Those shackles were, No, Shinryu. The shackles were from Omega, but they didn't actually put those bindings on Shinryu. Anyway, we were getting close to identifying Omega's whereabouts when we encountered what you might call a problem. Mayhap it would be best if you came to the workshop and saw for yourself. Alright, we'll go and do just that. Right around the corner here. Oh, look who it is. Come now, Chief. That isn't terribly constructive. Oh dear, Sid. Go on, suggest something, and I'll be sure to do the exact bloody opposite. Oh, Sid. So much for improving efficiency. Spot the problem? Yeah. I can see it right away. Sid and Nero are getting into it again. Surprised? Aye, so were we. He's been brought in as a consultant, believe it or not. How many times do I have to tell you, you will play no part in this investigation? Your motives were dubious from the first, and nothing you have done since has served to make them any clearer. Out of necessity, I agreed to take part in Omega's activation, but that will be the extent of our cooperation. Passing judgment without due consideration, openly disparaging colleagues, not very chiefly of you, Chief. I'll have you know I'm a sensitive new recruit who thrives on encouragement. Then I'll trust you'll thrive elsewhere when I encourage you to piss off. I will not have him on our roster, Jesse. Never mind anywhere near our work. His employment is to be terminated effective immediately. The thing is, Chief, we've already paid him in full, and it wasn't exactly a pittance either. 4/5 what you get was the agreement. Look, whatever disagreements you two might have had in the past, the fact is we could do with his expertise now. Let him earn his keep at the very least. I don't believe this. You claim my wholly justified ventures represent an unsustainable risk to the ironworks, and then pay him a sultan's ransom in advance? Him? Give me strength. He has a point. This has been the way of it for a while now, on account of which we've had to put the investigation on hold. Oh, we're not gonna be mean. Let's investigate by ourselves. Tisk tisk. As much as I admire your enthusiasm, hero, you will not get very far without some brains to complement your admirable brawn. Happily, I am blessed with a surfeit of the former. From this moment forth, you shall be my chaperone. With the realm's savior watching my every move, I couldn't possibly make any mischief, which should surely serve to allay my employer's concerns. Forgive me, Foxy. It was not my intent to embroil you in this mess. I didn't even know you were here. Seeing as you are, though, I cannot deny that I would be glad to have you on board. The fact is, we're no closer to understanding the true extent of Omega's powers, and even if it was damaged during its encounter with Shinryu, it seems highly doubtful we'll be able to disable it unaided. We have got as far as identifying its likely resting place, but I for one would feel a lot more confident about surveying the area with you around to deal with any unexpected surprises. Might I persuade you to lend us a hand once more, old friend? As if I could say no to you, Sid. Then it's settled. Chief, we have a problem. The etheric concentration levels at the yawn are soaring. Our readings doubled from one moment to the next, and by the time we went to check them, they doubled again. What? That could only mean... Evacuate the site. I shall handle this matter personally. Oh boy. Biggs, Wedge, Foxy, I need you to meet me at the Yawn, to the south of here. That's where we believe Omega came to rest. Jesse, hold the fort while I'm gone, and if possible, continue surveillance from a safe distance. Alright, Chief, watch yourself out there. Am I to stay and mind the shop too? Oh no, I'm not letting you out of my sight. But before you fill the room with maniacal laughter, I want you to remember something. When you collected your inexplicably lavish fee, the Ironworks Creed became your creed. That's freedom through technology, in case you've forgotten, not supremacy through elegant ingenuity. Breach this contract and I will have my pawns of flesh. I think that's a fair agreement. I'll take care of things here. Look after everyone for me, alright? I need the boys back and innovating before our customers tire of our current offerings. You're awful demanding, Jesse. I mean, it's Ironworks. Or, Garland Ironworks, rather. Not Jesse Ironworks. Well, that is rather ominous looking, isn't it? That's the big hole that Estinian was standing over. Ooh, whoa, it wasn't filled with purple the last time we saw it. Huh, would you look at that? Crikey, it was just a plain old hole before. I've got a bad feeling about this. You and me both. What in the seven hells is going on in here? A veritable sea of condensed ether. Our Precious has been busy. What villainy is this? Oh. Hi, Midgard Swarmer. In slumber sweet have I lain, since mine offspring's war with man did end. Yet I could not choose but stir at this abhorrent stench. Have care, mortal, for within this great hollow lieth Omega. You know Omega? Long have we known one another. Our history spanneth eons and stars. Oh, gods, what's happening? Oh no. Chief, get out of there! Eh? You're not dead? Apparently not. It passed straight through me, as if it was some sort of illusion. "'Tis one of Omega's creations. Omega is a weapon wrought in a place beyond the reach of thy kind, capable of weaving ether into life. That serpent is yet unfinished, but doubt not that it will become a corporeal threat ere long." Well, whatever it is, it's gone. Well, this peculiar thing remains. Peculiar, my ass. It's adorable. Quaint? It looks like a chocobo, and quiz like a chocobo. I'm thinking it's probably a chocobo. It's so cute. Oh dear. Come on. It looks like a chocobo in the same way a mammoth looks like a person, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it looks more like a chocobo doll. You heard him, Quay, didn't you? He's a chocobo, I'm sure of it. Fascinating. We should dissect it. In the name of science, we'll do no such thing. I've no idea what it is, but it doesn't seem to pose any immediate threat. How could something like this be dangerous? Quay? The way it quiz isn't unlike a chocobo, but it looks more like a stuffed doll to me. It's definitely a chocobo, trust me on this. The ones we Lalafels ride are all about this size, aren't they? I suppose. Aye, alright, let's go with chocobo for now. Thy mistress's blessing extendeth not unto this creature's soul, then. Very well. As this matter concerneth Omega, I shall speak with it in thy stead. Foxy? Aren't you going to introduce us to your knowledgeable little dragon friend? Oh, that's just Midgard Sormer, the father of dragons. What? The Midgard Sormer? Who fought and fell at the Battle of Silvertear Skies? And here I was, content to be traveling in the company of just one legend. Without wishing to offend you, hero, the father of dragons does have something you do not, that being relevant knowledge. There is much we could learn from him. Little and less is known about Omega's origin. It first appeared in records dating back to the Third Astral Era, before the Allegan Empire reached its zenith, and said records had but one thing to say: Omega activation successful. In the centuries that followed, the Allegans enjoyed rapid technological development, but there was nary a further mention of Omega until its capture of Bahamut. Its existence is a mystery among mysteries, a tale among tales. 'Twas always assumed that the Allegans built it, and I had no reason to believe otherwise. But now Midgard Sormer tells us that it's not even of our world. Just so. It haileth from another star. More than that I will not say. I have spoken with this being. It telleth of a strange place beneath this hollow, wherein it did reside from the moment of its creation. For reasons unknown it was ordered to fight, yet being weak it chose flight instead, and thus crossed over unto this world. Ordered to fight? By Omega? Why in the seven hells would it do that? To put its creations to the proof. If you would know more, go forth and look upon the truth with your own eyes. Wait, you're saying we should jump in? You have naught to fear from the fall. The hollow hath become a portal into Omega's domain. Once there, this being shall guide you. Servant of Hydaelyn, fate bindeth me to Omega. If it be thine intent to pursue it, I shall lend thee my strength. So you, really can show us around inside the hole, can you? Quee! Well, he doesn't look particularly untrustworthy. Quee! Well, that should be expected. Are we seriously thinking about going for a dip in that pink muck? Apparently. I'm not too keen on this jumping idea. There are rocks that can swim better than me. This day just keeps getting better and better. Well, I'm glad you're excited, Nero. Well, I doubt any of us imagined things would come to this, but the Father of Dragons has given his assurance. Let us take our investigation into the yawn. I have already apprised Jessie of our intent and instructed her to have our engineers on standby. Since we have no way of knowing what awaits us there, I need you to be ready for anything. Are you? Positively. Let us begin. I love how the Chocobo is the only one that's solid. What is this place? And what's wrong with us? I can see straight through me. Welcome home, Alpha. Welcome, mortals. I am Omega, and I have awaited your coming. I communicate with you now via one of my monitors. You stand in the rift between dimensions, where a vital experiment is presently in progress. Your participation is appreciated. Please indicate your consent. Experiment? If you want our participation, you'll have to tell us a little more than that. We're disappearing! Non-participating entities will be summarily erased. Please indicate your consent. It seems we can't even exist here without Omega's leave. I think it's fairly clear what we have to do, don't you? Alright, we consent. Thank you for your cooperation. You are provisionally assigned to the Alpha Group. What the fresh hell? Looks like some matter of tower or egg. The aim of the experiment is to determine the mightiest being in creation. To that end, 89 candidates have been selected and recreated. They are grouped by dimension, matched by strength, and pitted against one another. That which you identify as a chocobo is Subject Alpha, and you have been assigned to its group. This assignation is tentative, however. Pending an assessment of your fitness to serve as fully fledged test subjects, your combat capabilities will be evaluated shortly. Combat capabilities? You mean you want us to fight? Affirmative. A course shall be constructed for this purpose, through which you must attempt to fight your way. Your suitability will be confirmed upon reaching the Deltascape test world beyond. Please note, however, that only entities with existential authorization may interact with objects in the rift. Of your number, only Alpha has this at present. Before you may engage in combat, said authorization must be temporarily transferred to you. Ha! An invitation from Omega itself. Now even I couldn't. Not even I could have foreseen this. We are accepting it, of course. It's preferable to summary erasure, as I'm sure you'll agree. Alpha, was it? My colleagues and I are minded to participate in Omega's experiment. Will you transfer your authorization to us? Oh, he's so precious. Ah, we're solid again. Lovely. Existential authorization transferred. Subjects ready to engage. Please begin at your own convenience and proceed as directed. Alright, let's get going. No telling what awaits. Stay sharp. So, where do we go exactly? Would help if there was a path. I think this floor moves. Let's all go to the center. Aha! Let the fun begin. Is that one of the monitors? Shall we show its strength? Shall we show it our strength? It's different from the ones from earlier. Take the lead, Foxy. We'll follow you. Alright. Let's move in. What's this cube now? I suspect we're about to find out. No good. It's protected by some kind of barrier. Ooh, barriers are my specialty. I'll have this one down before you know it. Now this is my kind of battle. Chief, something's happening with the cube! Oh, good. Oh, so it changes into a life form. And a hostile one at that. We'll see to the creature, Wedge. Keep at the barrier. Biggs watches back. Another box. Another one. It seems they'll continue spawning so long as the monitor is operational. Ha! It's out of commission. The trick is to reverse the barrier's energy current. Well done, Wedge. That just leaves the enemy. Chief, the second cube's about to turn. Let's finish it quickly and be on our way. Should probably turn my tanking stance on. I don't want any of these guys to go down. Midgard Swarmer doing absolutely nothing. Some kind of teleporter? Looks like we're going through. I'll give it a try. Hey, wait! Someone's eager. Come on, let's follow. I wonder what awaits. Nero's excited, of course. There's more this time. Yet another model. Right, the same approach as before. Wedge and Biggs, the monitor is yours. The rest of us will tend to the enemy, whenever you're ready, Foxy. Oh, this one's got column AoEs. Be careful, the cubes are going to turn. Damn, they're spawning fast. Hurry, Wedge. Ah, didn't even break a sweat. That you are, Wedge. Now give us a moment while we clean things up. Oh, I didn't get to read the first part. I was too busy dodging things. Alright. Look, another teleporter. Moving along like clockwork. You know, no hesitation. Well, of course, we're mortal. Looks like we're going there. That structure up ahead must be the Deltascape. And there's 2 monitors in the way. Tengil says there's more cubes too. Stay focused, we're almost there. Biggs, this time you get a monitor as well. Foxy, you know what to do. I should think I'm no less qualified to tinker with these toys. Something strange going on with those boxes. Have care, I sense a formidable presence. Oh, hello, behemoth. A behemoth? We're going to have to roll up our sleeves. Never one for half measures, Omega. Oh good, there's ads. Haha, yes, my monitor's down. Mine too. I should take care of the cubes. Oh god, there's a meteor coming. What do we have to hide behind? Great work, you two. Foxy, Nero just a little further. We did it. That's our goal, the Deltascape, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think is waiting for us in there? Omega said it groups subjects by dimensions. If the creatures we fought on the way here were merely intended to separate the wheat from the chaff, it would seem certain that far greater challenges await inside these egg-like objects, our fellow test subjects most like. But I am not certain what to make of that castle. Could it somehow be connected to the subjects? It's Alpha! Alpha? But hold on a moment. Shouldn't either one or the other of us be translucent? Subjects confirmed to have arrived in the Deltascape. Analysis complete. Congratulations. You are approved for participation. Your strength places you in the selfsame tier as Alpha, the feeblest and farthest removed from myself. Nonetheless, you are now fully fledged test subjects. Welcome, weakest of challengers. As corporeal lifeforms, you need not undergo development within a test world. Instead, you may use this space freely. Not quite what I have chosen, but one must make do. Speaking of which, what is it that we're supposed to do exactly? You are to enter the Deltascape and defeat all test subjects within. Please note, however, that strength in numbers will not be acknowledged. There is a strict limit upon how many entities may participate in combat. Only a small party may have existential authorization transferred from Alpha. Good luck. So the eggs do contain our fellow test subjects, just as I predicted, eh, Garland? Before we turn our thoughts to the Deltascape, I suggest we set up a base of operations here. Well, here we are. Of course he brought the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boilmaster. The greatest tea kettle ever. Phew! All that jumping and fading and fighting really took it out of me. What I need now is a steaming hot cup of tea, and nothing makes a better brew than the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boilmaster, coming soon to a Garland Ironworks approved vendor near you. Sorry, Jessie made me do it. Of course she did. I was thinking about asking the crew to throw some supplies in after us, but only the gods know if they'd make it here in one piece. You can bet they wouldn't be the right way up if they did, though. Yeah, probably for the best that we just scavenge for now. Quite impressive for an improvised arrangement, even if I do say so myself. Now, let us see what we can learn from our host's many monitors. Oh yes, we can't ignore Alpha, even though all he says is queer, but he's adorable, so we have to talk to him. It's somewhat cobbled together, but this should suffice as a base of operations. Take heart, old friend. Though every step we take seems to raise more questions, we will wade through this mire of mysteries eventually. Of that I have no doubt. Sounds good to me. Right then, what to do next? We know that Omega is conducting tests to determine the strongest being, but we do not know its ultimate purpose, nor even its exact whereabouts. Plainly, however, it is within Omega's power to curtail our stay here whensoever it chooses. Accordingly, we have little choice but to proceed as bidden and defeat the test subjects waiting in the Deltascape. Well, Alpha certainly seems keen, though it might be best if you left the fighting to others, little one. That is, of course, assuming others are willing. What say you, old friend? As if we could say no. This promises to be a most entertaining foray, and I would not dream of missing any part of it. You may rely on me to provide you with remote support. With commendable foresight, I took the liberty of borrowing the various monitors that were lying around, and shall extract all the information I can from them. Qui! Huh, 'tis a pity none of us speaks Chocobo. As I recall, though, we are supposed to have Alpha transfer his authorization to us prior to engaging in combat. In which case, Foxy, you'll need him to accompany you into the Deltascape. See to your preparations and proceed whenever you're ready. At this point, we're doing little more than fumbling in the dark. Take care in there, you hear? Absolutely. Well then, let the Inquisition begin. How about you two? How are you doing? Phew. Oh, same thing. Alpha? Qui! Alpha appears eager to proceed. You may enter Deltascape version 1.0 whenever you are ready. And we shall. Foxy, do you hear me? Your opponent is called Alta Reut. I have no idea what the name means, but good luck. All of the monsters in this raid, by the way, are references to older games. Older Final Fantasy games, that is. It would appear we're starting immediately. Okay. He's going to now blow all those fireballs into the center. And as long as you're on roughly the same side as him, you can avoid being hit. Alright, it's getting pretty frosty in here. Oh, that was kind of shit. This boss can be a bit clusterfucky. Especially for somebody like me who has not done it in quite some time. Careful in the middle here, because you do not want to be near that tornado, which I just slipped right into. I moved a second too late. Oh well, I'm sure I'll get a res. There it is. I was trying to position myself a little bit better, and look what that earned me. I have to stay close to the other tank because we want to share that hit. Otherwise, it will arc onto somebody else who's not a tank. And hey, down he goes. Only one embarrassing death. And he is now deleted. Oh, I got whatever bullshit loot. I guess everybody else left. Oh yeah, Deltascape parts for gear and stuff. I also got some orchestrion. So, we'll see by the end of this if I want any of that gear. Alright. Nice work in there, Foxy. As you can see, we finished setting up here. Now we've got everything straight, we'll do our best to make ourselves useful. If you need anything, just ask, okay? I'm glad you're safe, you and Alpha both. Quick, quick! Hope you're doing okay there, little buddy. Well, 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 aren't we in fine form? Always. Well done, my friend. We were lucky enough to witness every moment of your struggle via the Deltascape's various surveillance devices. I dare say we had a better view than you did. Gaining control over them was the extent of our accomplishments for this outing. Though I suppose we did also learn your adversary's name. Rest assured, however, that there will be plenty more such outings. Preliminary analysis suggests that there are 4 combatants in the Deltascape all told, including your friend Alteroit. Which means you will be required to win 3 further bouts, with deltas 2 to 4 in this test world alone. Needless to say, there are plenty more such worlds in the Rift, holding the remaining 85 subjects between them. Plainly, our host has gone to no small amount of trouble, quite why it is so obsessed with determining the strongest being is another question. Omega seeketh to improve itself, to evolve. This was ever its primary directive. Through contending with mighty foes, it groweth stronger. Having vanquished the vile simulacrum you call Shinryu, a greater adversary was needed. In the absence of such a being, it had but to create one. So in the name of self-improvement, it wants to make a new playmate, and it chose to undertake the task here to avoid outside interference, yes? In part. The making of life is not Omega's primary function. It bringeth complex being into the corporeal realm only at great cost to itself. As such, it employeth this plane to test unfinished works, that it might determine a single entity worthy of creation. If I understand you correctly, the moment Omega's grand experiment is complete, it will give birth to a creature mightier even than Shinryu and then proceed to fight it. Gods help us all if a battle of that scale should come to pass. The powers unleashed would be enough to bring about another calamity. Assuming the dragon has the right of it, all test subjects must needs be works in progress, save for ourselves, of course. But how then do we explain Alpha? As I recall, it manifested corporeally outside the rift. Then again, it is hardly the most complex of creatures. Mayhaps it was finished by accident. Don't you make fun of Alpha. He's a good boy, and if it hadn't been for him, we would have all been erased. He might not be strong, but he's brave, and reliable, and adorable. You tell him, Wedge, because all of those things are true. Changing the subject for a moment, Chief. After you lost track of Omega, you said you re-engaged its stasis systems, right? Meaning something somewhere isn't working like it should. I only ask because me and Wedge have done pretty much all we can here, and we're wondering if it might be worth going to Cartano to look into it. That would be a great help. Nero and I can handle things at this end. We'll be off then. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, eh? And you be a good boy, Alpha. Do as you're told and look after Foxy for me. It's adorable. Well, that went quite well. Well, what are we waiting for? I don't know, an invitation from Omega, maybe. We must pray that Biggs and Wedge are able to repair the stasis system. If they can't, we will have little choice but to see Omega's experiment all the way to its bitter conclusion. A tall order, I concede, and one that would require you to prove yourself the mightiest being in creation. Ah, shit, I skipped one. Well, we must hope for the best and plan for the worst, which in this case means pressing on with the tests. Are you ready for the next foray? You know it. One moment, Chief. My analysis is yet incomplete, but it would seem Subject Delta 2 is capable of manipulating gravity. How fortunate, then, that I but recently chanced to assemble something which might mitigate its effects, an anti-gravity gimbal. May it serve you well. Well, that's quite timely, Nero. I expect a good show. Do not disappoint me now. The data does indeed suggest some capacity for gravitational manipulation. Even so, I'd be wary of setting much store by Nero's toys. Oh, I mean, he let us pilot his Magitech armor the last time, and that thing worked really well. Qui! Alpha appears eager to proceed. You may enter Deltascape 2.0 whenever you are ready. And I gotta tell ya, we are ready. Ah, there it is. Catastrophe. A fitting name for the havoc it will doubtless wreak. Have fun now. Alright, let's do it. This one has an interesting mechanic. We will be defying gravity. Earthquake, so defy gravity. And when somebody is floating, it will cast an ability to bring us back down to ground. Okay, we need to go back up again. Actually, this boss is easier than the first one, I find. Gravitational manipulation. Alright, they're floating, so we need to stack up with them. Never mind. They should not have cast that. Oh well. We'll be pulled back down to ground. Oh yes, now we need to worry about these tentacles that are coming up. Eventually, one is going to have a marker on it that we will have to avoid. Okay, that's the one we have to avoid. The other boss, or the other tank rather, is not getting it out of there. So he's about to get a really bad... Yep. Oh well. Anti-light. We will need to levitate and look away from him. Once again, he is casting anti-light. So this time there will be those spheres as well. And we'll want to stay out of the white ones. Oh dear. I don't think we can. Oh wait. Ow. Well, I got a little too confused there. Oh well. I'm good. I took 2 bone stacks. Once again, we have to watch out for these tentacles. Whichever ones get the blue marker over them and stay will be the ones we need to avoid. Yes, it is 2 now. Not... Okay, we can stay here. Should be safe now. Yes. And the boss is now about to die. And it's a good thing too, because one of our healers is already dead. Alright, well, you know what? Fine, we'll roll need on all this shit, just in case we want anything. Well, that actually went quite nicely. How you doing, Alpha? Seems you're doing just fine. Good to have you back safe and sound. I see Nero's toy didn't let you down. Is that an anti-gravity joke? A rousing performance made possible by my anti-gravity gimbal. Lest you wonder, you are not supposed to be able to descend of your own volition. The device worked quite as intended. It just wasn't intended for use on living. Well, let's just say it wasn't exactly its intended use. Oh, jeez. At any rate, that's another mighty foe laid low, and may I say that I had every faith you would succeed. It would seem a shame to squander the momentum we have generated, and you are fighting fit. You know, I agree. I doubt we'll be hearing from Biggs and Wedge for a while yet. Shall we push on here in the meantime? Reliable as ever. Without further ado, then, let us move things along. According to the analysis, your next opponent, Delta 3, is a being named Helicarnassus. Helicarnassus, you say? The Queen of Dimension Castle? What's this? You know of her? You mean you don't? Well, I suppose a blue-blooded brat like such as you would have no interest in humble folk tales. It appears a lesson is in order. Helicarnassus is a character from an ancient fable. In the tale, she is one of the chief antagonists, and as such things are wont to unfold. She meets her ends at the hands of the heroes, incurably valiant use, not unlike our adventurer friend here. Literary historians have speculated that the tale could be loosely based on events which took place in the Fourth Astral Era, but little remains of that age, and there is no way to verify the claim. Indeed, most now assume the story to be a work of pure fiction. You mean to tell me that Omega is populating its grand experiment with fictional characters? 'Twould seem your understanding is yet lacking. Scant grasp have I of that which men know and know not. Mark me then. Omega hath no soul, no mind's eye in which to envision a rival. To bring forth new life, it must needs draw upon that which hath already been, its every creation being another's conception. This limitation is concealed by the breadth of its experience. It possesseth the means to retain the knowledge of entire eras, and not only of this reflection, yet it perceiveth not this knowledge as we do. Fact, fiction, the distinction holdeth no meaning for Omega. All is equal in its eyes. If a thing is logical, it can be created. Ha ha ha! That is such a wondrous weapon should exist. It surpasses my wildest imaginings, and they were wild indeed. But I gather not everyone shares my excitement. What's the matter, Garland? Lost your nerve? Quiet, Nero. We adults are thinking. But mayhap now is not the time. Foxy said she was ready to continue, and so am I. Let's deal with Helicarnassus. So dangerous and wondrous. A thing cannot be well left alone. We must reach Omega no matter the cost. My musings will keep. For now, we should concentrate on defeating Helicarnassus. Qui? Alright, Deltascape 3.0. Let's not keep our friends waiting. What fools are these who have entered my domain? No matter, you shall remain here for my pleasure. Alright, this one is a bit difficult. There is no escape. You shall be a pawn in my game until death. Everybody just got frogged. Okay. Just be careful of these AoEs. Make sure to stand in your symbol. And she seems to like us. Alright, now we need to be sure we're standing on the blue panels. Because the dark ones, well, they do this. You don't want that. That looks owie. Bring that dragon over here, because it needs to die. Ah, good, it's dead. Okay, now she's going to start casting spells that make us run in specific directions. About face makes you run backwards. She's now going to frog people. And she managed to frog a whole bunch of people. Well, she didn't even get to do most of her mechanics. I should say it was hard a long time ago. Now it's not so much. Actually, she was easier than the other two. Far more interesting, though. Alright, how you doing, Alpha? Quibbit? Aww. So that was Helicarnassus. I must congratulate Omega on her appearance. She looked exactly as I imagined her. Though if I were to pick a fault, it did take certain liberties with her character. The Queen of the Tail was rather more restrained. Well, Omega does want the most powerful. It's not unreasonable to think it would make her, well, violent. I'm glad you're safe, Foxy. For a moment there, I feared you might croak. Is that a frog joke now? Forgive me, you deserve better than that. Thanks to you, we are but one victory away from clearing the Deltascape. Take as much rest as you need, old friend. You've earned it. Well, we're not going to rest on our laurels. Same thing. Okay. The next battle is with subject Delta 4, this test world's final resident. From what I've been able to gather, your opponent is, and I quote, a great tree born of an agglomeration of evil will, which assumes the form of a dark mage, all of which I suggest you ignore. His name is XIV, and he plays the role of chief antagonist in another ancient tale. Though I was unable to glean the specifics of his abilities, he appears to command the power of the void, as indeed the story states. When I first encountered the work, I naturally assumed said power to be a metaphor of sorts, but I am quite sure Omega will have interpreted it as something more tangible. Alas, no amount of analysis can tell us what may happen when XDeath calls upon the power of the void, which is to say, beware. Tell me something, Nero. What happens at the end of this tale? Why, good triumphs over evil and the heroes defeat XDeath, of course. What did you expect? I expected exactly that, which is precisely what troubled me earlier. If the heroes won, why did Omega not make them its test subjects? If it seeks to determine the strongest being, why would it bother with those who were defeated? One moment, Link Pearl. Ah, Biggs. At the control room, are you? What news? I see. Very well, I'll tell the others. You two take care over there. Sorry for the interruption, that was Biggs. He reports that the stasis room shows every sign of being engaged. Wait, stasis system, why did I say stasis room? Whatever. Engaged, despite the fact that it clearly isn't. It could only be a malfunction. While we were able to turn it off, it would seem that the reverse is not possible. The system may have taken damage during the calamity. Does it look like it can be repaired? Hard to say. They tell me it seems complex even by Allegan standards. While they may be able to fix it, there's no telling how long it might take. Well then, we must keep on fighting the good fight here, must we not? Nero has the right of it. At this time, focusing on XDeath would seem to be our only recourse. The Chocobo certainly has no objections. Come then, I would see you follow in the footsteps of the heroes of the tale. XDeath, a familiar name from the old Final Fantasies. I can't remember which one. According to the tale, when the power of the void is finally unleashed, the laws of the universe will give way to chaos. I, for one, am eager to find out what that looks like. Are you saying that we have to kill chaos? Sorry. Bad meme. The void. 'Tis not unlike the nothingness that Emperor Zand sought in the Crystal Tower. To desire nothingness is to deny life, yet life seeks to endure, to perpetuate itself. It is the nature of all creation. Be it reality or fantasy, man shall ever fight to survive. Let's see that we survive then. Qui! Deltascape 4.0. Let's get going to face down XDeath and kill chaos. Sorry, I'll stop. This fight's a bit of a clusterfuck. I hope it goes okay. Finally it is in my grasp. The power to control all creation. The power of the void. We'll see about that. Let's go. You shall all be given to the void. Alright, I am going to stay back from the main tank. Because when he uses Thunder 3, that can hit both of us, and we don't want that. Because, assuming the fight lasts long enough, we'll have to do a tank swap later on. Okay, now he is going to channel the void. Oh, right. When you have Pyretic, you don't want to move or do anything. Alright, Blizzard 3, you want to be moving. In a second, there will be a giant head that you want to be behind. Those people were not behind it. They are now zombified. Why would you run away? Oh, also, the sides of the platform are now gone. Moving. And then a regular Blizzard 3. Yes, he empowers his attacks with the Void. And that's why they're different. Here comes another meteor. Let's help everyone avoid that. Thunder 3. Oh, shit. I was standing a bit too close. Oh well. We're good. This fight's gonna be over soon anyway. Okay, we're no longer pyretic. Another meteor cast. And here comes the limit break. And down goes XIV. Why? The Void was mine to command. I don't think the Void's interested in answering to you. How could it... Ugh! Bye. And that does it for the Deltascape. There is yet more to come. And somebody just jumped off the cliff. Just because they felt like it, I suppose. Foxy! Thank the gods you're safe. When the shell around this place began to crack, we feared the worst. Given that all of us are present and corporeal, does this mean this area is no longer the Deltascape? Deltascape shutdown complete. Alpha Group is victorious. Congratulations. Your combat record has been archived for future matchmaking. Results from other test worlds are still pending. In the meantime, please tend to your hurts and await further instructions. And with that, we've taken a significant step towards solving the mystery that is Omega. It hasn't been easy, but all in all, I'd say things were proceeding rather smoothly. We couldn't have done it without you, old friend. Come, let us return to reality and enjoy what rest we can. Things are proceeding smoothly indeed. Too smoothly. Well, I guess you're right to be suspicious, Nero. "'Tis well that thou harborest doubts, mortal, but they are misplaced. Omega could have conducted its tests in complete secrecy unbeknownst to all. Yet not only did it betray its presence to you, it allowed you to come this far. Alpha, what art thou truly? The instrument of the mortal's triumph, or the bait that lureth them into the abyss?" Thou knowest not thine own purpose. Then we can but watch and wait. Outcome unexpected. Projections gave Delta subjects the upper hand. Outcome supports hypothesis. As previously observed, certain beings may unleash hidden potential when subjected to stress. Initiating new test. Subject Alpha Group members to severe stress. Searching database for suitable event. Event found. The death of a comrade. Oh no. What is this bastard machine planning? For all Garland's whining, I was cooperative and helpful, was I not? I look forward to many more such forays together, hero. Quee! Ah, it feels good to be back on solid ground. Thank you again, old friend. You did well too, Alpha, fearlessly going into battle whenever you were called upon. We're glad to have you with us. Speaking of which, are you comfortable joining us out here? I'll take that as a yes. Well then, at the risk of obeying Omega's orders, I suggest we permit ourselves a moment's respite. Ah, but mayhap I should take this opportunity to compile the results of our investigation thus far. No rest of the righteous. Indeed. Well, it would seem that we're finished up with the Deltascape, but there is still more of the Omega mystery to unravel. What that is going to entail, we shall find out in the next episode. So, until then, my name is Foxy Games, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.